Let's do a quick college basketball game. I want to go through the major conferences. I want you to tell me what team you think is the highest probability to make the Final Four from that conference. Let's go in alphabetical order, except I don't have a list of alphabetical order conferences in front of me. So I'm going to guess at alphabetical order. Let's start with ACC. Who is the
That's a
best bet to make the Final Four?
that's a pretty good start there. ACC. I think the obvious choice is Duke.
I'm trying to think of who the others, like you could put Carolina in there. You could put Miami in there. We did Miami as a long shot. I don't think there's anybody else that would threaten Duke here, really.
No, I don't think so. I do think that people are a little bit too low on UNC this year.
Hmm.
Like I don't think they factor in like Harris. I think a lot of that is based on I'm a lot higher on Harrison Ingram than others, and also their Cormac has done some things to me.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
But like
PTSD a little bit.
he can really shoot the ball, and Ingram's good, and Cadeau is really really good. You still got Armando Bacot. You
Are
still
we
got
sure
RJ
Cadeau's
Davis.
good? Are we sure
Uh,
Cadeau's good? Are we positive?
I am. There's nothing I'm more sure about than Cadeau being good.
Does good translate for sure, though? Like, I
Yes,
agree he's
because
a good prospect.
Cadeau could end up being the best passer in college basketball.
I don't think reclassified point guards work ever.
I don't care.
I don't think they work ever.
It's a different type of reclass for him. He was old.
I don't think
He's
they work
old.
ever. That's all I'm
He's
saying.
old.
I don't think they work ever.
I would
Uh,
feel unbelievably confident in putting the fact that Cadeau is a guy this year.
okay. We might have to wager this, but we both agree it's Duke. Duke is the most probable Final Four team from the ACC without question.
Yes.
Even with us being down on Proctor and even with you not liking Jeremy Roach.
Yeah, it's the rest of the team still really good.
Okay. I'm curious if they're going to have some unhappy guys. They got a lot of guys that should play a lot of minutes,
Yeah, see what Shire's about.
including shout out Jaden Shoot, just withering away next to a Gatorade cooler. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
right. And he just content, part of the brotherhood, man. All right, let's move to Big East. Who is the most likely Final Four team from the Big East?
Hmm. I'm gonna go Creighton.
Ooh,
I'm gonna go
okay.
Creighton. I'm in on Trey Alexander. I'm in on Shireman. Healthy Kalkbrenner. Like I'm in on that team. I will say I've let people convince me on Ashworth. This is not my own work, my own doing, but people have been telling me and convincing me that Ashworth, it's not going to be a fall off like people think, and he can be really good. So I'm buying into that as well.
Okay. I'm still remaining an Ashworth skeptic. I also want to point out that Trey Alexander retweeted one of the clips that you clipped last week. And in said clip, I accused his head coach of basically being racist. So I found that a very interesting dynamic. Once again, hashtag clickbait cart on his A game. um, I'm not going Creighton. I'm too skeptical on Ashworth for now. I want to see it. They could be really good. I think the Big East might sneak up on everybody and be the best conference in college basketball this year. I know they were good last year, but it was pretty much the Big 12. The Big 12 was so good, even though the Big East was good, nobody cared. I think this year the Big 12 might take a step back. Kansas is going to be great. Kansas State might not be what they were last year. Baylor's not what they were last year. Houston, we got to see, but they lost a lot. And then, like, I know we're going to do Big 12 later, but there's just a lot of teams I'm skeptical of there. Big East, I'm very confident Creighton, UConn, Marquette are all top 10 teams in the country. And then you got some long shots at like Villanova and others. Who's their coach?
Mm-hmm. Wait, you talking about Marquette or Villanova?
Well, my pick for who's the most likely Final Four team is Marquette.
Greg,
It's Marquette
why?
because I think they're the best roster. It has nothing to do with
Okay,
coach.
okay.
I don't trust any of the coaches in here though. Other than, are we saying we trust Dan Hurley now?
No, I'm not saying we trust Dan Hurley, but like
You trust Greg McDermott?
no.
So like you
I mean,
got to pick
honestly, I
somebody.
might trust Hurley to be honest. I might.
Yeah, I think it's a miss that neither one of us picked UConn, but look, man, Marquette brings their whole backcourt back just like Michigan State does. They only lose one center. They're going to be good. And they got some dudes that were like sixth men last year that are going to play real minutes. So I'll buy some Marquette stock. Thank you for that picture. Let's go to the Big 12, who I've been accusing of being a little overrated. Also, I'm out of order on alphabetical already, but oh well. Who's the most likely team to make the Final Four in the Big 12?
I think I hate doing like chalk, but I do think it's Kansas.
Has to be Kansas because of the
Has to be
questions on
Kansas.
everybody else.
Oh God, I wanted to pick Texas so bad.
If you weren't allowed to pick Kansas, does it become Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For the record, I had Texas in my Final Four and not Kansas, so I think by default I should be required to pick Texas.
There will be a Texas future placed by me for the 5th year in a row.
I can get behind that, but I'm too impatient for futures.
I want to be a young John Martin.
To the Big Ten. Surprise, surprise. Who is your pick for most likely team to make Final Four?
Purdue. Psych. Michigan State. Stop playing with me. Don't light up like that. What's wrong with you?
I did light up. That's bad.
I know you did.
I got so excited. Okay.
Michigan State.
Yeah, it's Purdue. Purdue's better at everything than Michigan
State. Sleeper Big Ten Final Four team? If you can't pick the top 2?
Illinois. We already did this. Illinois.
I go to Maryland.
Yeah, you already said that a week ago. We both did. To the Pac-12. Who's the most likely Final Four team for the Pac-12? It's been a fun episode today, man.
Shut up, man. I'm actually going to go Colorado. I'm going to go Colorado. It would have been USC, but no Bronny, maybe. I don't know. We don't really know if he's going to play. Collier's dynamic. Boogie's dynamic. I think that Colorado team has a lot of talent. I like Boyle as the coach as well. They have at least one NBA guy on that team in Silva. So I think I'm going to go with Colorado. I think they're going to have a really, really good year in the Pac-12. I probably messed up by not picking like Arizona or USC, but I want to go a little non-chalky on this one and go Colorado.
Didn't even mention UCLA for the record either. This might be the lack of caffeination talking. I'm picking Arizona as the most likely Final Four team from this conference.
That's not that's a solid pick.
Well, Caleb Love. Like I can't believe I'm picking a team with Caleb Love.
He's been to a Final Four before.
He's also been coming off the bench, which is most important for me with them. I don't think anybody in this conference will make a Final Four though. So by default, I have to pick Arizona, but I don't. UCLA is too young. Arizona at least has like some vets I trust with a mix of talent. USC is way too many question marks. And are we really picking Colorado? Like I know we like Colorado, but are we really picking Colorado? Really?
I'm sorry. I'm just mesmerized by how perfect that was the whole time that you had like you had this going on, and when you do that, you're spitting. By the way, so like I'm in.
To the SEC, who's the most likely Final Four team for the SEC?
I'm gonna go with Kentucky.
Okay. Did you consider any others?
I wanted to reach and pick Auburn, but I think I'm going to stick with Kentucky.
Okay. I'm going to agree with you. It's tough with the SEC, not because I don't think anybody can make the Final Four, but because I think there's a lot of teams I feel equally good about that have quite like I like Auburn, I like Kentucky. I could be talked into Alabama, and we haven't even mentioned Muss, and I trust Muss more than anybody in this conference to like maximize a March run. So I'll pick Kentucky because I like their roster the best out of that group. But I think all of those teams are kind of slept on because of what they lost, and I think will surprise and be better than people think.
I like that.
I think Cal's going to end, though, like before Cal leaves this sport, he's going to end with a season where no one expects him to make a Final Four, and he does. And he just like wins a national championship. It's going to happen.
I can see it.
I think it's definitely going to happen. To the final power conference, we moved to the West Coast Conference, where Gonzaga, the third best program in college basketball, has not won a national title and has only made 2 Final Fours in 20 years, but they've been winning the West Coast every single year. So they're the third best program in the sport. Which team in the West Coast Conference is most likely to make a Final Four this season, Carter Elliott? Is it the third best program in the country, or is it, God forbid, someone else?
No, it's the team that I mentioned on the last episode that I think everyone's sleeping on. It's St. Mary's. St. Mary's, Aiden Mahaney. He's the guy. Everyone knows he's the guy. Bennett's the great coach. They got experience. They play a great style of basketball, and they win a lot of games by out-coaching people, actually, and playing their style. And I think that you take that style and you put it with a guy like Aiden Mahaney, I think it could be something special.
I agree at St. Mary's. Can we agree that if St. Mary's wins this conference, Gonzaga drops out of the top 10 programs in college basketball?
They almost won it last year, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a share. But if it's taken, if the crown is taken off their heads, can we bump Gonzaga down?
Because they lost it for the first time since when? When's the last time they lost that conference?
I think by default, if St. Mary's is better than you should no longer be one of the top 10 programs in the country.
Well, you were arguing for Michigan to be there.
St. Mary's isn't better than Michigan.
They're not better than Michigan this year?
They're not in the same conference.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You're just talking about in the WCC. Okay.
Okay, we're going to get feisty then in the episode. That's what it is. All right, I get your little
Where would
grumpy.
Michigan finish this year in the WCC?
Third. Maybe second. They might not be worse than Gonzaga. Definitely third, though.
Wow. That's a statement.
It's come back to me. Nolan Hickman's their best player. Let's see how that goes. Olivier Kamal would be the best player on Gonzaga, bar none. No questions asked.
Better than Nebhard?
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is going to bite me because anytime you doubt a Nemhard, you look stupid. It's just like, it's so if you doubt a Nemhard, you look
stupid. That's actually so true.
It's 100% true. You can never, ever turn your back on a Nemhard. He's got to show me, though. He's got to show me. Like, I think Creighton's issues often involved RJ Nemhard's problems last season. And I don't know that he's going to go fix everything at Gonzaga.
Siri, place Bob Cousy future for Nebhard.